What is up, guys? It is McQueen from Mercenary Bros here, and I'm going to hopefully help you out with how to do a surgical hogs kind of attack deployment strategy, however you want to look at it, really. What I'll be using is golems and hogs primarily, with a couple wizards sprinkled in there. So what you need to look for when you're attacking another Town Hall 9 is where the queen is located at. And for this particular base, obviously she is located here on the right side of the base. So that's probably where we're going to come in from. Now what we need to look for is where the clan castle is located at. It's located here just south of the center of the base. So we have a good idea of kind of where we want to come in from. Usually what I like to do is I like to come in from the half of the base that the clan castle and the queen is located on, and not all bases will have that, but you want to attack here on this half of the base. Obviously there are multiple ways to go about this, but this is just one of many probably that work out pretty well. So what you want to do is you want to decide on how you want to go about your surgical hogs. Do you want to bring one golem, two golems, 3 golems even? I've seen surgical hogs done with 3 golems. Not my favorite way to deploy things, but it is an option. And what I did here is I went with 2 golems, and I came in from this section of the base. Now, why did I choose to do that? Well, the clan castle covers all of this area, all over here, and I noticed that it went over the queen even. So what I decided to do was goal number 1 is to take out the queen. When you're going to take out the queen, one of the best things to do is to send in your golems first, obviously, to tank all kinds of different units over here, here, and down here even, and some up here. So now that those defenses are going to be distracted, or that's what you want to be distracted, you need to decide how are you going to distract them. How are you going to separate your golems out? That'll be easiest. What I decided was, when I lay a golem down, where is it going to go? If I lay a golem down here, where is it going to go? It's most likely going to path down here, right? Because that defense is open up. It's easy to get to for the golem, and it's probably the closest. Now, this archer tower might be in a direct path closer to the golem, but it's behind that wall, so it's going to negate that. So now that I know that, if I place a golem here, if it's going to go down here, okay, that's fine, but I'm going to need something to distract these defenses up here. So I'm going to need at least 2 golems for this, which is exactly what I did. I brought 2 golems. So I needed a golem to come in from right around here. I didn't want to put him up too far to where he was coming in where I placed him here, and for some reason he waddled off here if he had Tesla, but one of our clan mates attacked beforehand, and he had all 4 of his Teslas in these compartments of the base. So now that I knew that I wanted to place a golem right around here. So I have one golem coming in like this at the base. I have one golem coming in like this at the base. That's great. Now I'm going to need some wizards to make a funnel rather, for my main force, which is going to be, I think I brought 6 wizards with me, and I had my heroes. So what I did was, I decided ahead of time when I was planning out my attack, I brought 2 wall breakers to break through an opening right here in the middle. So at that point, it was just this wall separating me from the queen. So from here, I decided that this golem that would be over here is going to come around like this and go into the core. So that was the clan castle golem that I decided to use there. So it was a little beefier, so you might be taking a little bit more firepower from the expos over here. And I put the golem that I made, which is level 4, I put him down here to go off to the side because that wasn't as important for me. I wanted to make sure that I got that queen taken care of. So what else did I decide to do was I brought 2 poison spells with me because that's a thing now with the new request spell. One of the biggest hog killers is the clan castle troops and the queen, obviously. So that's why we're taking out those 2 right away. With the double poison spell, it allows you to take down the clan castle just that much faster. So as soon as the clan castle came out, I knew that I was going to place 2 poison spells right away. The clan castle came in at about this angle, which is fine. It didn't matter where they went. I just knew that I needed to use 2 poison spells to get it down. He had a dragon and 2 loons in the CC, so that was no problem for a couple of wizards and 2 poison spells. When you're using hogs, the only other options that I had were the earthquake or the haste spell, and that's about next to useless for a hog raid. So I put in my 2 golems, went through the core here like this. One went out this way. The clan castle came out like this. That's fine. I used 2 poison spells on the clan castle, and at this point I put in I had my wizards clear funnel, so I put 1 here, and I put 1 over here, and I put 1 over here. And I saved a couple to put in the middle so they could go to the core, which worked out rather nicely. And then after I took out this section of the base, I went ahead and started deploying my hogs. I also raised up my troops over here. Sorry about that. That's a pretty easy tactic though. Kind of think of like any other attack strategy you've done before, whether it's like go wipe or go wee wee or anything like that. It's pretty similar. You place in your golems, you create a funnel with your wizards just like this. You take out the CC with poison spells, and then once you put in your heroes here towards the core, you go ahead and rage them up and they just take out a ton of stuff. It was pretty easy, and I'll go ahead and explain it too with the video, which will help clear things up. But now I need to decide what direction I wanted my hogs to come from. Well, I wanted them to come from the south region at first, just because these defenses up here are going to be distracted from my kill squad. And a good way to go about planning out hog raids, if you don't know exactly, for one, practice obviously, but I usually like to do 3 hogs per point defense. So that would be 3 here for that archer tower, 3 here for this cannon, 3 for this archer tower, 3 for that cannon, and so on. So whenever you're bringing your hogs in, you want to deploy them rather quick. You also want the point defenses to be distracted, whether that's with a giant, the kill squad, or anything else that happens to be there at the time. When I had my kill squad up here, all of those defenses in the surrounding area were distracted. By the time I placed my hogs, this archer tower here was already taken down, which was fine, so I could start laying my hogs down here. Now I need to decide how to distract these defenses on the outside around the rest of the base. Usually when there are 2 point defenses or more in the area, I like to bring 1 giant with me to help distract them, because they have around twice as much health as what a max level hog does. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck by placing a giant down to distract 2 or more point defenses at a time, which is exactly what I did. I placed 1 giant here, and I looked over here, and the reach of these point defenses weren't far enough for me to justify bringing a giant with me, so I went ahead and just placed my hogs in up here without laying a giant down. Over here, however, these archer towers did have a long range, so I did place a giant here to distract while after I waited and I placed my hogs in at the end. So as you can see here, I went ahead and I placed my hogs in a kind of clockwise kind of motion. And other than that, that was pretty much what I needed to decide. As far as heal spells go, you kind of have to play that by ear as you're doing your attack. It's good to have an idea of where you want to place your spells. I knew that I wanted to place this heal spell somewhere around this area because he did have those hidden Teslas up here. And point defenses are what is going to bring down your hogs. It's not going to be any splash damage that's going to bring down your hogs. If your hogs are here on top of this mortar, which is also the dead spot of the mortar, that mortar's not going to be doing anything to your hogs. Same with this wizard tower. It's just not going to dish out the same kind of damage that this archer tower and this cannon can to your hogs. So definitely the most vital thing to take care of are your point defenses, where they're going to be at. And I had a huge advantage knowing where those hidden Teslas were going to be at. So I knew that I wanted to place a heal spell somewhere around here at the middle bottom core of the base, and I wanted to place one over here somewhere where the hogs are going to slow down, where the higher hit point buildings are, like the expo there, like the rest of the base, where there's a archer tower here, wizard tower here, and an air defense here. They're going to slow down there for a while, so you just have to keep an eye on their health and where things are going. So I knew that I wanted to save one for the core. That's usually best, to save one for the core, especially if you don't know any better. That's a good way to start hogging, I guess, if you don't know any better. Alright guys, here we go. Here's the replay with this, and before anyone comments saying like, oh, he's at Town Hall 10, look at how many spells he's got. I just got Town Hall 10, and obviously I did bring 5 spells with me because it'd be kind of dumb, honestly, if I didn't capitalize on that. But I didn't need the last heal spell, so I did use Town Hall 9 leveled troops, and I did use Town Hall 9 leveled spells and Town Hall 9 amount of spells and things like that. The only thing that I did actually end up cheating on, I guess, would be the clan castle. I did have 35 spaces, so I did have 1 extra wizard and 1 extra archer that a Town Hall 9 wouldn't have. Other than that, everything is Town Hall 9. My heroes aren't even level 30, so everything's Town Hall 9. So you can do this is basically what I'm saying. So let's go ahead and just start off and see where I placed everything at the beginning of the raid. So I was just finalizing in my head where exactly I wanted to place everything, and I started my attack, I think. Yes, there it is. There's my level 5 golem in the clan castle there with the wizard and archer behind it. And I placed my golem so he would take out those the southern area of the base there. I went ahead and put a wizard spread to get just the very beginning sort of buildings out of the way, and I placed my 2 wall breakers in the center there, and that's when I placed my queen there. As you can see here on the south side, I already have 1 poison spell going down, and the second one is about to be down to take out that dragon and those 2 balloons. The golem was doing a great job of distracting that clan castle. That, with the 2 poison spells on top of the couple of wizards down there, was enough to just completely wreck it. Now's when I decided to rage up my troops, and I placed my king last because I wanted him to take out the queen, but the queen was already taken out, so that was a good deal for me. At this point, they took out that where the southern golem is. They already took out that archer tower for me, which made things really easy. And then I thought to myself, well, it looks like I can start my hog attack. As you can see, I just waited just a little bit, and I placed 3 hogs for each point defense. I went ahead and placed my giant down to distract, and I placed another hog to get down there on the south side just in case. And I placed 3 more hogs for each of those cannons since they were distracted by that giant. Right here's where I laid my heal down at, just in time before those Teslas popped up there in the core. And I just started going around the base, around the top side here. And you can see also that I placed another heal spell closer to the core where my hogs were starting to get hung up a little bit. I could have placed it a little bit more to the north, but that's just nitpicking at this point, really. I placed a third heal here, and at this point, as you can see, there are no defenses left except for this mortar in the top, which isn't going to do anything to those hogs. So this base is absolutely destroyed, and I have plenty of time left. My queen is still up. I haven't placed my 7 archers for cleanup, and this last heal I just threw down just for swag at the end, really. I didn't need it. There was a giant bomb that went off, but I had plenty of hogs that it didn't even end up hitting, really. So other than that, it's basic cleanup at the end. I had plenty of time to do it with, and that was a 3-star. So go ahead and replay that. Let me know any other kind of attack strategies you guys would like to see in the comments below. And once again, this is Z McQueen repping the Clash scene.